ever wonder where your family really came from? Not just the stories passed down through generations, not just what relatives think they know, but the actual history hidden inside your DNA. Because for most people, family history only goes back a few generations. Maybe you know your grandparents. Maybe you know where your family lived before that. But eventually, the trail goes cold. And that's exactly why DNA testing has become so popular. This isn't just about getting a percentage breakdown of your ancestry. It's about uncovering a deeper story about your origins, your heritage, and the people connected to your family tree. The process itself is surprisingly simple. You receive the kit, provide a DNA sample, send it back for analysis, and then wait for the results. But the interesting part isn't the process. It's what comes next once the results are ready. You gain access to detailed ethnicity reports that can trace your ancestry across thousands of regions and population groups around the world. Instead of simply saying you're from one country or another, modern DNA analysis can often provide much more detailed insights into ancestral origins and migration patterns. That's where things start getting fascinating, because many people discover that their family history is far more complex than they expected. Some find connections to regions they never knew about. Others uncover unexpected heritage from entirely different parts of the world. And sometimes the results challenge assumptions that have existed within families for generations. But ethnicity estimates are only part of the experience. Another major feature is relative matching. If other people in the database share significant portions of DNA with you, the system can identify potential family connections. That could include distant cousins, extended relatives, or branches of the family tree that were previously unknown. For some people, this becomes one of the most exciting aspects of the entire process. It's not just about discovering where you came from. It's about discovering who you're connected to. And that's a very different experience. Now, it's important to understand what these tests can and cannot do. A DNA test is not a time machine. It won't instantly reveal every detail of your family history. The results are based on genetic analysis and database comparisons, and ethnicity estimates can evolve as databases grow and become more refined over time. That's actually one of the strengths of these services. As more people participate and more genetic information becomes available, reports can become increasingly detailed and accurate. The family journey becomes something that continues to develop. For many users, the biggest surprise isn't a specific percentage or region. It's the realization that family history is often much broader and more interconnected than they imagined. People who thought they knew exactly where they came from sometimes discover entirely new chapters in their story. Others use the results as a starting point for building family trees, researching genealogy, and learning more about the cultures that helped shape their ancestry. And that's really what makes these tests so interesting. They're not just products, they're experiences. They combine science, history, genealogy, and personal discovery into a single process. Whether you're curious about your ethnic origins, interested in family history, looking for possible relatives, or simply want to learn more about yourself, a DNA test can open doors to information that would otherwise be difficult to uncover. Now, if you're interested in learning more, I've left the details and the link in the description. Make sure you check the link in the description to see the latest features, reports, and availability before making any decision. Because every DNA testing service offers slightly different databases, tools, and reporting features. And before you choose one, it's worth comparing exactly what you're getting. So if discovering your ancestry, exploring your heritage, and uncovering new pieces of your family story sounds interesting, check the link in the description again and see whether this type of DNA testing experience is right for you. Because sometimes the most interesting story you'll ever explore is your own.